Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs. What we're going to do today is a little bit of three things, getting ready to sew up the Xena bag by Car Threads. I'm going to skive the leather. I am going to cut out the overlay for the zipper and for the strap ends. And then I'm going to add Decaville light to the pieces and press my lining pieces so everything's nice and flat and ironed. So I've never showed this process. This is just part of bag making, and it's an essential part. It's not actually the fun part. Sewing is the fun part, but it is part of it and it has to be done. So I just thought I would show you the tools that I use. All three of these tools, the skiver, the 4-ton press, and the heat press, I didn't have in the beginning of my bag making. Those are things that I have accumulated over time because none of them are cheap. None of them are cheap, especially the skiver and the 4-ton press. Those two are fairly pricey. Now, I've had them for a while, and so they've gone up significantly, but you know, it is what it is. It's a tool that saves a significant amount of time, but they're not required to do bag making. So, the Xena bag we are doing out of this leather, and we're coordinating it with this vinyl. It's going to be gorgeous. I've never made the Xena bag, so it'll be fun. All right, let's get started. Skiving, using the 4-ton press with acrylic dies, and using the heat press to iron all my pieces. Thanks for watching. Be sure and give a thumbs up. All right, we're going to skive for the Xena bag. Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect. I did sharpen it, and there you go. That's absolutely perfect. So I skived probably a little too deep, so I'm going to bring it in just a little. I usually skive at 4. I'm not sure why it was at 5, but it's okay. Perfect. You shouldn't have to pull it. I'm not really pulling it, I'm just guiding it. Yeah, perfect. So there you go. That is actually perfect. Let's do this other one. You do have to have a certain speed. It doesn't like going slow. I don't know if that's with all skivers, but mine doesn't like going slow. Oh my gosh, it's working perfectly. Okay, that was easy peasy. Those are the two sides. This is the piece D, which is the back panel. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I sharpened it really for probably a good 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half before I started, and it's nice and sharp. Perfect. I'm not an expert on skiving. There are many other people that are experts on skiving. I'm not one of them. Let me just look here. So under here, there's a bunch of stuff. I'm just pulling. You shouldn't really put your finger in there. Don't do what I just did. Because this blade, the bell knife is in there, and it'll cut your finger off. Okay. So you really shouldn't put your fingers in there. I have tweezers for that, and I need to use them. So I'll show you. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. So now you see that seam is much, much better. Okay. So let me see if I have some stuff in there I can show you, and I'll show you. Hold please. All right, so you can see in here that teal color is what I just skived. Let me grab some. So there it is. Now I have a little catcher down here, so I'm just going to pull it out, and so it'll go down in my little catcher. There's a little piece in there that I can't get. There we go. Okay, so now I got it all. It is down inside here. It's not on the floor. Nothing goes on the floor. It's inside my catcher. And I'll show you that. I made a really rudimentary catcher that catches all my skiving, and I can empty it into the trash. So let me show you. All right, so here is underneath my machine. And this is, I made it out of scrap Ottertex. And it is held on with magnets underneath the table. And there is all my skived material. It will hold actually quite a bit. But nothing falls on the floor. It all falls in here because the hole is right here. And then I can just bring my trash can over and empty it all into my trash can. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, there's a little thing I need. It's wonderful. It all goes in there just perfectly. That's it. If you're interested in knowing how I created this and how I hold it up there, just send me a message from my either on Facebook or from my website, and I'll be happy to share. It's not a secret. Okay, so I thought I would show you my 410 press. This is the 410 press that I got from the Buckle Guy. And I've had it, oh gosh, couple years at least. It is absolutely wonderful. It is something that you use with these dies. These are acrylic dies made specifically to use with the 410 press. That's all I know. So this swings. This is the handle, and it swings out, so I can put what I want right under here. I don't know if I cut a big enough piece. Let's see. No. So I'll just use this other one. Yep. So this is just an acrylic die. And I'm gonna form one of my overlays. So I just lay the fabric there, put the acrylic die over it, and I press down. Then I take this off. Be careful, those are extremely sharp. And there's my overlay. I mean, it's that fast. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I do have some strap ends. This is for a 1 inch. I have one for a 1/2 inch or a 3/4. But I'm going to just do several of those. And that's all there is to it. 2 of those. I need 2 of those for my strap. That's all there is to it. So now I have 2 strap ends for 1 1/2 inch webbing. my zipper overlay. So I put these back immediately because they are extremely sharp. I've cut myself on them, so I don't leave them out. So here's a strap in for a 3/4 inch hardware, 1.5 inch, and here's a 1 inch for a 1 inch webbing and a 1 inch hardware. And that's it. That is the 4-ton press. It is the best thing since sliced bread. I absolutely love it. All right, so I never show my heat press either. So I have my heat. Oops, it just turned off. Darn it. I have my heat press, and I almost always leave mine at 315 for 10 seconds. So it's heating up. And these are all my lining pieces for this bag. And I just like to get them nice and flat. So I just do them on the heat press. It's just as fast for me to do them over here than to heat at my iron, wait for it to get hot, and then press them. Just a second. All right. So let's do it. My press is heated. Sometimes I use the Teflon sheet and sometimes I don't. It depends on the material that I'm skiving or pressing. And I can lift it up. And that's just perfect. See how good that looks? Okay. That's one. Let's do this one. And I have my machine on automatic down, so it will automatically go down. And, you know, something like this, you can give it the whole thing, but I usually give it 6 to 8 minutes, and that's usually perfect. Yeah, see how nice that looks? Perfect. Okay. I think I can do several of these at one time. There we go. So, you know, this is one of those tools that is extremely useful. Now, I didn't have a heat press for a long time, and then I got one on Facebook Marketplace for like $80 that I used for, oh gosh, a couple of years until it died. And then I got a new one. So worth it. So worth it. And I got it on Amazon. It's an HT Ront or something like that. But this just makes extremely quick work of all your pressing. So I've never showed this, so I thought, you know, this is just part of the process of making a bag. There are a lot of steps, and you just need to take your time and enjoy the process, really. I mean, if I had my druthers, I'd have somebody else do this part for me because I don't enjoy this part. But it is what it is. See how nice that looks? Oh. Perfect. Okay. Now we are going to try to get all this out of the way here. Add our Decaville onto our pieces. So this is my base Decaville. This is my base. This is Decaville Heavy. So we're going to lay that there. And when I do leather, I do use my Teflon mat. And I think the machine came with one. And they last for quite a while. I think this might be my second one just because I use a lot. I do a lot of pressing. And see how perfect that is? That's just perfect. It's perfect. Okay. And this is S2. This is a front pocket stabilizer. Let me see. Let's do these two. These are the side panels, and this is Decaville Light. Okay. Decaville Light. I mean, perfect. Now, they're hot. So, depending on your level of comfort with hot things will determine how you can manage the hot. So, I think on these other ones, we have to wait until we get it on. Back top stabilizer. Oh, I can put that one on. Let me find that piece. Front panel top. Back top panel. Yeah, we have to wait to do that until we get it together. Okay, so that is it for the press. So I'm going to turn it off, and I leave this out until it cools down. Otherwise, this gets really hot. All right, guys, thanks for watching. So we skived the pieces. We did the 4-ton press for the overlays and the zipper overlay and the strap-in overlays. We did the heat press for all our lining pieces and to put our stabilizer on. And I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them below. I always answer questions as best I can. I am not an expert on any of this, but I enjoy the process sometimes. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give a thumbs up. Bye-bye.